We do want to head right off the road right now to Bethesda-Chevy Chase High School. It's literally right around the corner. They have an incident there. There's a lot of police activity outside of the school. Our Bob Barnard is there as well. Let's check in with him, find out what's going on. But second time in a week now, Bob, that BCC's been in the headlines.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. And again, it's a lockdown situation here at Bethesda-Chevy Chase High School. Started around 10:30 this morning. We have Sky Fox up above as well with a live picture. But here is the school. You don't see much outside. We're told when this thing went into effect, there were a lot of kids who have left the building. Some have headed into downtown Bethesda for lunch. But you see Montgomery County Police are here outside the building. I've spoken to a parent who says her daughter says the SWAT team inside the school is going door to door, classroom to classroom. Apparently there was, according to a message that went out to all the students, that there was a threat to the building. And again, this was at 10:27 this morning, that they were in a lockdown situation, no access to the school. What we're hearing is it was between classes. So any students who were kind of in the hallway and not near a classroom left the building. I've seen a video from inside one of the classrooms where kids are on the floor. The doors are locked. That's what they have to do. Last week, it was because there was a shot fired during a fight among students several blocks off campus. A student has been, two students have been charged, an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old. In that case, what we're told is that police were here today because of this supposed threat, looking for a particular student. And what I'm hearing is that that student had left the building. So whether that student that they're looking for had a gun, if there's still a threat to the school, we don't know, but it remains on lockdown. And one of the students who was able to get out when this thing first happened and did not get locked into a classroom is Dimitri, a senior here. Dimitri, tell me the scenario this morning. I've kind of laid it out a little bit.
Yeah, it started off as any normal morning, just went to class and everything, and then we heard the lockdown, and I was close, thankfully nearby a door enough to where I just felt I would be safer going out. From what I've gathered, there was an altercation in the hallway in between periods, and as soon as they announced the lockdown, I left. It's scary that something like this would happen, and so often this year. We just had one last week. Yeah,
and we had a big scenario last May at the end of last school year. Have you been in touch with your family? Do they know you're okay? Any word whether maybe another weapon was seen inside the school?
Yeah, all my family knows I'm safe and out of the building. I've not heard. I've only heard about one gun in the building so far. I checked with all my friends. They're all safe inside, and yeah.
You've been in touch with friends who are in classrooms. Yeah. Are they literally doing that deal where they're locked down and sitting on the floor and what have you?
Yeah, they're all in the corners safe, and from, again, what you said, SWAT, like last year, is going door to door to make sure there's no more threats in the building. And from what I've heard, everyone seems to be okay and safe inside. No one was hurt.
And just briefly, Dimitri, what's your mindset? I mean, this is twice now within a week's period you've been on lockdown. What Montgomery County and the principal here, Sheldon Mooney, said last week, MCPS and the principal, was that the two kids who have been charged and in that fight last week when a shot was fired were in school before the fight, perhaps with their guns, but did not come back afterward. What's the mindset that there have been guns in the school, shots fired off campus during fights, and here it is happening again?
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be an original point, but it's terrifying to think that so many weapons are circulating, especially somewhere that's supposed to be a safe place for kids to learn. And I just hope that it just doesn't happen again.
All right, Dimitri, thank you very much. So that's the latest, guys. Here again, we'll take a look. We've seen some official-type people. Dimitri, thank you. But Montgomery County squad cars are around the building. Nobody's coming or going now, but when this first was called at right before 10:30, Steve, we're told, scores of students left campus. And I'll just have John spin around here just to show you. There are some kids hanging out here that were able to get out of the building and not have to lock down in a class. There are a couple of parents here as well, and some of the kids have gone on into Bethesda, the city, the commercial district of Bethesda here to have lunch and may or may not come back. I talked to a couple of freshman girls, Steve, who said, their parents aren't happy that they're out and were supposed to be here till 2:30 this afternoon, but aren't going back in today.
Bob's going to stay on top of the story, and that young man, Dimitri, we appreciate him joining us as well. So we'll get you updates throughout the day. Bob's going to stay out there until they clear the scene and make sure that nothing else has happened or does happen. If anything does, we'll let you know. We'll break back in. We'll, of course, cover it on our social channels and on the website, fox5dc.com. You can always go there for updates throughout the day as well, and then we'll have a full wrap-up later on this afternoon on the show. So Bob Barnard, thanks very much. That's where he'll be throughout the day today.